So it's getting pretty deep Vedanta now. But it's been a long journey, huh? Go ahead, Anil.
So many things are becoming crystal clear now.
That's the whole idea. Yeah. And I think that it's great that we are doing it simultaneously both, because somehow the same concept is told in another angle in Kathopanishad, and then it's becoming more clear because so many example, somebody is saying, oh, keep repeating the same thing until we get that experience. We have to keep hearing these. Yeah.
So, Anilji, can you summarize what so many things are becoming crystal clear for you? Just because it will help everybody else also. I think.
For example, I did not know how to meditate properly. Once I started meditating on the self, then suddenly many things started to open up. And once I started to understand what self is, I started loving everything that I see. I see so much, even in an ant, small ant on the floor. What an amazing creature, because that ant has the same self that I have. So that self helps me connect with everything that I see, and makes my life so much more peaceful and loving.
So true. Yeah. I used to have fear of all these lizards and all that, and I don't know if you guys have lizards in your yard. Some of they are few here. In Houston there were a lot more, but they are big here. And I feel the same way when I look at it. I say, wow, that's a very amazing creature, and the way it kind of runs away and looks at you. And I'm not scared of it in that sense. Of course, if it'll jump on me, I'll be scared. But I don't have that. Within a Viju Gupsate, you don't have that creepy feeling anymore.
Yeah.
You kind of, wow, you look at it as amazing creation.
Yes.
And like you said of ant, on one hand, it's such an insignificant, but it's a marvel of the nature, because I heard that the ant can pick up 20 times its weight. Right?
And it never sleeps.
Oh, I didn't know that. Ants don't sleep? Wow. It's like Arjuna. I didn't know that. But also how it talks to each other. Have you seen that? As a tick, 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 karke, they will, and then they will go, and then the communication skills are like, they don't need to give long lectures to somebody that, oh, there is a mithai over there. They just, 1 second, they go and wait, and they have given the information.
There couldn't be a better example of Karma Yoga.
Yes, true. If you look at the bees and you look at them, they never rest.
Also, I heard ants make complicated homes.
They what? Oh, yeah, unka jo ant hill, yeah. अरे complicated home देखना है तो ये इसका भी देखो ना, spider का.
Also, how they live.
Just with one string, it creates this big thing, and it does not go to Home Depot to buy its material.
It gets its material from itself.
Yes. That's how they give the example of God, like a spider web बनाता है, वैसे पूरा संसार बना दिया. ये लोग साइंटिस्ट लोग सर पीट के रह गए कि कहाँ से मटेरियल आता है. They are saying antimatter.
Like a spider in my next birth.
What's that?
Although I can make my own home.
See, the thing is, you look at the whole cosmos as a spider, then you are already a spider, in a sense that, God has created the material from itself.
Right.
Manifested, in other words. True. So I think that all of a sudden you look at the whole world in a different view.
The first time I started reading, the amazing thing was that I look at the road and there's a broken road and there's a grass growing. I said, that's life. That's life. You never realize it. But then the first time, wow, that's what they meant. They're everywhere. And this is life.
It can come manifest.
A simple grass growing. And to me, that was so amazing. I kept on thinking, yes. And then you look at everything with that, vision,
Yeah.
because you found that this little thing is also life. So to me, that was the very start of it. To me, that was amazing. It's something I found out after years of my life. I found this grass. So that was good.
That's why you have that respect feeling for everything, and you don't want to destroy. And like they talk about environment and this and that. Itne bade. It's like, hey, if somebody just become conscious like this, you're not gonna hurt anything. you know, like the Sadhguru says that half of your lung is hanging on the tree, because if they don't give you oxygen, your lungs are like nowhere. Or like, it was Shri Ravi Shankar, one talk he was having with this fellow, and he said the same thing. He said people talk about environment as though it's something separate from you. He's saying, hello, you are the environment. So when you go and pollute, you're just polluting yourself.
Yeah.
It's going to come back and slap you. So that's it. The awareness goes away. That's why you raise yourself in consciousness. But both of you are a very good. If somebody else wants to share it, I think that's a good topic today.
We want to hear from Meeraji now.
Yes.
No, I think I'm pretty vocal. When I have to say something, I will jump in and say it. So at this time, all I can say is that I have, and this is not related to exactly what we did today, but I have seen a definite difference in my perception of the outside world ever since I have started attending these Geeta classes. That's all. And in the same way that, there is more compassion, there is more a feeling of oneness with everybody else around you, that sort of thing. But other than that, Anilji, you explained so beautifully, and when you talked about the changes that happen in your meditation and everything else, that I felt that by listening to that, we could all, learn a little bit more about, whatever we are learning together. When we hear individual experiences related to that, then it helps us all in our understanding. So I'll let somebody else talk now, anybody who has something to share.
Yeah. What Meenaji was saying about the grass, like when you go on the mountains, you see, especially at very great heights, there hardly anything grows. But then still, Mother Earth, wherever she can find the right climate, the right little bit of soil also, she'll try to grow something. And that's really a big wonder,
Yep.
Yeah.
You go to the Himalayas and you will see like amazing plants, amazing beauty, and it is like 10,000, 12,000 feet above. It's...
Yeah, if you see these videos of Kakbusandi Lake and all that, beautiful flowers.
Yeah, the birds, flowers, even the apples, when I saw there, they were like unbelievable. This one place that my husband and I, we stayed there, and I looked out and there were about 50 trees of apples, and उसमें इतने सारे apple लगे हुए थे, इतने सारे. It was like unbelievable that how fertile that land was up there. Because like you said, wherever the right climate and all, the life burst out. And somebody was saying that the more deep they go in the ocean, they never thought life will be there is there.
Yeah.
Because somehow they have the mechanism, that particular form of life. बहुत कम light आती है वहाँ पे, बहुत कम सब कुछ है, but it can stay alive. It's very complicated, how life expresses.
Methane gas somewhere, and they were thinking no life can grow here. But there also the scientists found some bacteria.
Yes, that's what I was telling you, that wherever they think. And that's why now there are more and more people, our Shastras have talked about it for so long. There are other planets with life and this and that. It's a common thing, different lokas are there.
Mm-hmm.
Chandra lok hai, ye lok hai. From our perspective, it looks like there's nothing. But if you consider stone also has a life because Chaitanya is there, there's some other form that we don't understand.
Sadhguru was saying it's the micros ki bhi ek alag duniya hai, it's a big universe by itself.
Yes.
Like They were saying there were 3 kinds of mice living on your forehead itself. One near the eyebrows, one in the middle, and one in the where the hairline is. And plus, of course, the whole body is because of microbes only we are able to digest our food.
Yeah, it's all
That's
living
what
organism.
yours.
Yeah, viruses, bacterias, and God knows. And I think my husband can give a whole lecture on this. This, you know. So we just, huh? Yeah. But that's what it is. That it is expressing in all different ways, and you know, we may not understand everything, but
Yeah. Umaji, if I have your permission, may I talk about the lunch idea?
yeah, absolutely.
Just because it's such a dynamic group over here and so invigorating, just exchanging our thoughts and ideas. For those who are new in the group, and very few of you are new, I see. Basically, how the Geeta class used to meet before was that we used to meet in Joe's clubhouse, and at 11 o'clock, and we had our classes from 11 to about 12:30, and then what we call the discussion time now. During that time, we used to have lunch together, and during lunch, we used to continue with discussing, etc., thoughts, ideas, doubts, concerns, anything like that. So, because of COVID, we went online and we started meeting on Zoom. And somehow, there is always this feeling that you want to see all these people again in a close group. So the lunch idea came up, and then somehow it just got a little